Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a lovely early Z series, circa 2006 Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona. This is white gold reference 116509. The watch is 40 millimeters in diameter, 12.3 millimeters thick. It is 47.5 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and if we include the end links, the total distance across the wrist is 51.7 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. You can see the watch wears easily on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. It is nice and flat at only 12.3 millimeters thick with a sloped case flank. It wears easily underneath the dress cuff. The timepiece is suitable for men and for women, and I've seen it worn convincingly on wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Here's your over-the-top shot and one more shot down the barrel. It's very solid. Solid end links, solid center links, all in Rolex white gold. It's a weighty timepiece on the wrist. You can see it's a 3-link Oyster Bracelet. There's a little bit of a taper as the links move down toward the clasp, a conforming end link to better integrate the bracelet into the case. A combination of polished centers, satin shoulders, polished outer faces, removable links fixed by screws, and although this is a pre-2009 version of the Rolex Daytona clasp, it does include the 5mm Easy Link system, so it has that in-out tool-free adjustment, and as you can see internally, it does include 3 divots, so you can change the anchoring point by popping the spring bar, and with your strap tool, you can change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp. Now, where this clasp is a little bit different from the later clasps is that it doesn't have that second locking factor. It has a snap-shut system, and then it has a clamshell lock. After 2009, the clasps would have a combination of a spring-loaded beak and hook lift lock and the clamshell, but this watch just has the one. Signs of the times. The watch is made of gray gold, so if you're wondering why it isn't blindingly white, why it doesn't look like platinum the way some white golds do, it's because, first of all, Rolex has its own foundry. It makes its own golds. It makes its own cases, clasps, and bracelets, and it uses what's known as gray gold, which is a white 18-karat alloy that is white all the way through, so it never needs to be rhodium plated. The flip side is, not being rhodium or palladium plated, it does have a warmer tone that is almost like a blend between yellow gold and white. Now, the case is 100 meters water resistant, screw-down crowns, screw-down pushers. You can see this is a trip-lock crown in gold. You know that because the center dot is big and the flanking dots are small. You can tell that this watch is well preserved because most of the lacquer inside the characters, the indices, the letters, the numerals of the tachymeter bezel, they remain. The lacquer is one of the surest signs that a bezel has become a little bit threadbare and worn, and when the lacquer is still present, it's a sign that the watch has been responsibly owned. Now, the timepiece has a tachymeter that you can use along with the chronograph to gauge the speed of, for example, a car over a kilometer. So the Daytona, named after the track in Florida at the beach that was the namesake for the track, well, the Daytona has always been a motorsports-inspired chronograph, and it is the official winner's gift for each winning driver in each class-winning car at the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. So you have that tachymeter and the chronograph, both of which are considered to be sporting features. The dial is a lovely silver sunburst metallic with black and red accents, and as you can see, we have applied blackened gold indices and Arabic numerals. This could be described as a form of panda dial with the black on silver, and it's a very attractive one. The red accents give it a little bit of warmth and pop and actually play well against the warm tones of the white gold. The timepiece uses a Rolex caliber 4130 movement inside a case that is 100 meters water resistant. You can see the case back right here. Caliber 4130 debuted in 2000 as a replacement for the Zenithal Primero-based caliber 4030. So this all Rolex movement is bidirectional automatic winding with a winding rotor bearing rather than the older jeweled staff system used by other Rolex calibers. It has a 72-hour power reserve, hacking seconds. It has a chronograph based on a column wheel function selector that is crisp and sharp to operate, and a vertical clutch which is seamless with no extraneous play in the seconds hand when you start it, and if you wish, because of the vertical clutch, you can leave the chronograph running full time. It beats away at 8 beats per second, pivots on 44 joules. It is a certified chronometer. It has a handmade overcoil hairspring that allows to keep even time in every position. That overcoil hairspring is made of a niobium zirconium anti-magnetic alloy. At this point in 2006, it wasn't blue oxidized, but it was the same basic alloy. The movement also features a full balance bridge and a free-sprung balance for toughness and precision of adjustment. And the watch does include a little bit of luminescent material and luminova on its dial. So not brightly lumed, but sufficient to read. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.